Whether it is clinker, we have enough to manufacture. Furniture, steel. Where we have enough capacity to manufacture responsibly as a country, we must stop importation. We must have,
from Kenya.
That is why, if you look at my whole budget, I am doing two things. You know, where we cannot avoid, we raise taxes that are paid by the majority of Kenyans, like VAT on fuel. Where what we have also done, we have reduced RDL, railway development levy, from 3.5% to 2.5%. We have reduced IDF, import declaration fee, from 2% to 1.5%. We have also reduced many other taxes because I am sensitive that we have to be careful how we tax. We must tax responsibly.
Yeah.
It is possible for us to move our tax as a percentage of GDP from 14 to 16%, as I am proposing in the budget, responsibly. We can balance out. That's why we are removing tax on gas. We are adding tax here because we want to balance. And we want to make sure that everybody, for example, let me give you another example. We have reinstated before COVID. Turnover tax was 3%. During COVID,
yep,
it was taken to 1%. We have reinstated it because COVID is behind us. Because we want also the people in the micro and small enterprise space to pay a little bit of tax. This tax cannot be paid for by a few people. We want to spread it. The same thing, we have also enhanced what we call advance tax. The tax you pay for your car, for my car, for all these vehicles we are driving, from 3,000, which was put in 2010, now 12 years later, my friend Lati, we have increased the number of roads. We have increased our bill on roads. We've increased it from 3,000 to 5,000 per year. So these are measures, and so we want everybody to carry a bit of the tax. But we have reduced tax on pharmaceutical manufacture. We have reduced tax on manufacture of building products, building materials, so that we can also grow our
Mr.
local.
President, the main concern also accompanying all this is a concern from Kenyans from what they see the government doing, which is what Lofty had asked earlier, the government appearing to spend excessively. How do you back on the excesses of the government?
See,
your own economic advisor, David Ndiye, has said it publicly. He's gotten into government and he's seeing there's excessive and...
David is speaking the truth, and that is why we have cut down on unnecessary expenditure. That's why we were able to reduce the budget by 300 billion. That's why in this year's budget, we've been able to reduce from, instead of borrowing 1.1 trillion like the former regime, we are now going to bring it down to 600, those numbers you read, 660 something. So we are responsible. Okay. You're telling me you increased 90 million that was borrowed by State House.
Yes.
What used to happen? The office of the deputy president has been shut. So if you have to reinstate the operations of the office of the deputy president, when I was there, what happened? The office was, I was paying for my own pocket fuel for my cars. I was paying for tea in my office. I was paying for allowances for my drivers and everybody. It was not fair. But you see, I respect my deputy. I want my deputy to run his show. And I want my deputy to work in an office that works. My deputy is very busy. Today, he can hardly have time. He is permanently in the office because I have assigned him responsibilities. For example, I assigned him the responsibility of making sure that no Kenyan dies. He was sitting on it with development partners, with other Kenyans, and no Kenyan died because of kukosa chakula. Because when you get people to help you work becomes easier and work becomes better.
Mheshimiwa Rais, swali hili la nyongeza ya milioni 93 katika ikulu mimi nimeliuliza na linafungamana na matumizi haswa ya ugatuzi, na Wakenya wamejiuliza